Good afternoon. I'm Vice-President Mike Pence, and on behalf of the First Family, welcome to the White House. And as important, welcome to the swearing in of the 24th Ambassador for the United States to Canada, Kelly Craft. We're delighted today to be joined by many distinguished guests, but none more distinguished than Kelly's wonderful family. Her husband, Joe, 4 of their children and their families, 5 of their grandchildren, and so many other members of this wonderful extended family. Would you give all of them a round of applause? We're so glad you're here. It's also an honor to have with us 4 of Kelly's predecessors in the role of the United States Ambassador to Canada. And to all the ambassadors present here today, you honor us by your presence, and we're grateful for your service. We also have with us many very distinguished guests, members of our cabinet. The Administrator of the EPA, Scott Pruitt, is with us today. General Lori Robinson from NORAD is with us today, and NORAD is a great and an extraordinary collaboration between the United States and Canada. And General, thank you for making the trip. We're also here joined by so many distinguished fellow Kentuckians, some of whom play a prominent role in the life of the nation here in Washington, D.C., and others who play a prominent role. We're very honored to be joined today by Governor Matt Bevin and First Lady Glenna Bevin, who are with us today. Thank you, Governor Glenna. And we're especially honored to be joined by 2 distinguished public servants, both who call Kentucky home: the Majority Leader of the United States Senate, Senator Mitch McConnell, and the Secretary of Transportation, Elaine Chao. Thank you both for being with us today and for your service. We're also, I'm pleased to report, joined by many distinguished members of the House of Representatives from the state of Kentucky: Hal Rogers, James Comer, Andy Barr, Brett Guthrie, and Jimmy Duncan. Join me in thanking all of these great members of Congress who are with us today. Jimmy Duncan's from Tennessee, but I know he appreciates the association. You know, at a gathering of this many Kentuckians, it actually wouldn't be complete without somebody who knew something about basketball. And so this dedicated Hoosier, nevertheless, is honored by the presence of the University of Kentucky basketball coach, Wildcat coach, John Calipari. John, thank you so much for being here with us today. To the serious business of the day. Under President Donald Trump, the United States is firmly committed to strengthen our relationship with our treasured ally, friend, and neighbor to the north, Canada. One of the clearest signs of that commitment is President Trump's choice of Kelly Craft as America's new ambassador to Canada. The United States and Canada share the longest border in the world. It stretches 5,525 miles. But as President Trump has said, our 2 nations share much more than a border. We share the same values. We have a shared history and truly a great love of freedom and its collective defense. Kelly is well prepared to support this strong and historic alliance and build on the foundation of shared security and prosperity between the United States and Canada. Kelly's no stranger to foreign policy and diplomatic negotiations. Those of you who know her know that in 2007, President George W. Bush appointed her to be a member of the United States delegation to the United Nations General Assembly. She has a distinguished record of leadership in the private sector as well. She's founded a successful marketing advisory firm, and as a 3rd-generation Kentuckian, she spent much of her career giving back to her home state. She's helped lead many Kentucky-based nonprofit groups, including the Salvation Army of Lexington, the Center for Rural Development, just to name a few. Kelly, this is also a fitting year for us to send you north, because America is celebrating 150 years of our diplomatic relationship with Canada. This is also a momentous time in our relationship with our neighbor as we work with Canada and with Mexico to modernize the North American Free Trade Agreement, and we know as Ambassador that you'll play a critical role in facilitating those negotiations and discussions as they go forward. Kelly, President Trump and I are confident that with your experience, with your character, with your leadership skills, that you will, during your season of service as our ambassador to Canada, strengthen this vital relationship and make the historic and steadfast friendship between the United States and Canada even stronger still. And so on behalf of President Trump, it'll be my great privilege to administer to you the oath of office. So with that, let's go in front of the flags. Good. Please place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I, Kelly Найт Крафт, do solemnly swear.
I, Kelly Найт Крафт, do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
That I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
Upon which I am about to enter.
Upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Say a word? Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce to you the United States Ambassador to Canada, Ambassador Kelly Craft.